In the recent news regarding the Delphi case, Richard Matthew Allen wrote a letter stating he wants a public defender because he cannot afford a private attorney. He writes, "To the Carroll County Court and those associated. In the cause listed above, I, Richard M. Allen, hereby throw myself at the mercy of the court. I am begging to be provided with legal assistance in a public defender or whatever help is available. At my initial hearing on October 28, 2022, I asked to find representation for myself. However, at the time I had no clue how expensive it would be just to talk to someone. I also did not realize what my wife and I's immediate financial situation was going to be. We have both been forced to immediately abandon employment, myself due to incarceration and my wife for her personal safety. She has had to abandon our house for her own safety. What little reserve there is will fail to even maintain the original residence. Again, I throw myself at the mercy of the court. Please provide me whatever assistance you may. Thank you for your time in this most urgent matter. Sincerely, Richard M. Allen."
Right now at 5 o'clock, choosing a public defender, ITmate digs into the process after the man charged in the Delphi murders makes a mercy plea to the judge.
Remembering the Richmond Hill explosion 10 years later, how the community recalls the deadly night and its long-term impact.
A 2023 run, State Representative Robin Shackelford looks to become the first female and first black mayor of Indianapolis. What tops her agenda?
News 8 at 5 starts now.
We start with ITmate. The man charged in the murders of 2 teenagers in Delphi is asking taxpayers to pay for his defense.
Now, Richard Allen says he's broke and can't pay for his own attorney. So how is a public defender chosen for such a high-profile case? We asked investigative reporter Richard Essex to dig in and find out. If the judge grants Allen a public defender, that attorney must meet certain minimum criteria, like at least 3 years of criminal trial experience. And with a high-profile case like this, the judge could choose someone from outside of Carroll County.
Yeah, I think that the current judge who will now look at the request for a public defender will have to factor in a lot of those issues in determining how a public defender is appointed and where that person is from.
Carroll County does not have a public defender's office. It's the same for most smaller rural Indiana counties. Public defenders are chosen by the judge from a pool of local private attorneys. I asked Andrew Cullen of the Indiana Public Defenders Commission, if a judge asks a lawyer to take the case, are they required to accept?
I think you don't turn them down if a judge orders you to take a case, and very rarely do this happen. But one of the reasons we have the state commission, the State Public Defender Commission, is that we want attorneys who accept cases where an indigence determination has been made and the person qualifies for a public defender. We want those attorneys to be highly qualified.
The current rate for public defenders is $90 an hour. On January 1st, the rate increases to $100. The state will reimburse the county 40% for non-capital crime cases and 50% for capital cases, provided that the attorneys meet certain training and experience standards. Allen sent a handwritten letter to the court claiming that he and his wife were broke. Both have lost their jobs, and she has been forced to abandon their home for her own safety. In Indiana, the income and asset threshold to qualify for public defenders is determined by the judge.
And then each court has their own policies and procedures for how they make that determination.
Allen faces 2 counts of murder for the killings of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi in 2017. The specific murder charge he faces indicates investigators believe he committed additional crimes like rape, kidnapping, or child molestation. The prosecutor has not sought the death penalty in this case as of right now. Should this become a death penalty case, there are less than 20 death penalty certified public defenders in the state. And according to a state study, a death penalty case could exceed several $100,000 or 10 times the cost of a life without parole murder case.
So we'll be keeping an eye on it because it'll certainly be a significant expense for both the county and potentially for the state, depending on how long the case takes.
The cost of a high-profile murder case can drain the general fund of a smaller county. In 2009, Park County had to raise the county income tax to cover a death penalty case. And in 2004, Grant County had to transfer $500,000 from their roads and transportation fund
to cover the cost of that case. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, iTeam 8.